In 2001, Charles Ingram won £1 million on the British television show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. He was never allowed to cash the check, and 2 years later, he was convicted of fraud. Charles Ingram's wife and brother-in-law had both been on the show previously, and they'd both won £32,000. Charles's wife was the second to do so, and this is when the producers started to notice the odd family dynamic. Even though she was the second person in her family to win £32,000 on this television show, she was just annoyed at the fact that she hadn't beaten her brother. So her husband, Charles Ingram, decides to come on, and he's not doing well.
A bit tricky, this one, because I think although they might have come from Normandy, they sort of even the Normans originated from Denmark.
If you've ever seen the old format of show, then you know he used 2 of his lifelines by the $4,000 question. And if you've used 2 of your lifelines by the $4,000 question, you're not going very much further. After reaching the $4,000 mark, there was a break in recording for the next episode. During this time, Charles, his wife, and one of the other contestants sitting in the fastest finger row concocted a plan. What Charles would do is he would read each of the answers out loud, and when he got to the right one, his accomplice sitting behind him would cough. This led to immediately suspicious behavior from Charles Ingram. He would lock in on answers early on and then decide on completely different answers for seemingly no reason. A potential answer would pop up and he would say things like, "I've never heard of that person," but then would end up choosing them as the correct answer. And at one point, when his accomplice didn't know the answer, his wife decided to get in on the coughing from the audience, not knowing apparently that there was a camera on her the entire time.
Diana coughs twice. Is that a clue?
I'm going to go for A1. Yep.
Has he heard her? Maybe not.
Final answer.
No.
Are we on the main strategy or the sub-strategy? I've rather lost the plot here of your campaign.
Slight detour at the moment.
Yeah, okay. It's a lot of money to lose. You don't have to play it. You can take 16,000.
It seems he's heard all right. Here comes the U-turn.
I mean, I'm 80% of the time I'm wrong when I guess, so... No, I'll go Craig David. Yeah.
Final answer.
I'm going to guess Craig David.
Final answer.
Final answer.
But his wife's been spotted, and the Ingrams are in trouble.
According to producers and prosecutors and jurors, if they had stopped at the $500,000 point, they probably would not have had enough evidence to convict them. There's an entire documentary available on the other video site just referred to as The Major Fraud. Ingram was behaving so suspiciously that after the $8,000 question and during the ad break, they had him searched. And if they're having you searched during the ad break, that's a good clue that they think you're cheating, and you should probably stop. Additionally, producers thought it was odd when, after he'd won $1 million, they went to his dressing room and found he and his wife having an absolute screaming match.
Now, obviously, with so much money at stake, it was inevitable that sooner or later somebody would try to beat the system, you know, give themselves a little advantage. All right, cheat. Getting away with cheating us out of £1 million was going to need a mastermind with a cunning plan and a genius accomplice. But luckily for us, it was Major Charles Ingram, who had neither of those things.
And the outcome is about what you would expect when a white upper-middle-class person tries to steal $1.6 million from a large corporation, a couple suspended sentences, $115,000 worth of legal fees. Charles Ingram was asked to leave the British Army, but his pension was left intact.